Heard a lot about this show, the ExCandidates.
This has been a pretty thorough interview. These institutions which we've been told to respect and trust are actually completely untrustworthy.
Have you confirmed that you are negative before attending tonight if you are unvaccinated?
I still see people with masks on and driving, and they're in the car by themselves.
So you can pay my electricity bill, you think, little spit.
We're teaching them about what it means to be a pansexual instead of teaching them how to do your taxes.
It's no for me. I say no to the voice.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the ExCandidates. I am Stephen Tripp in the Adams R Man Cave today.
Hey, how you going, everybody?
So now when he tries to cut me off when I'm talking, I can kick him under the table. But we have Paul Vallejo on tonight's episode. Paul, of course, joined us for our interview with Dr. Peter McCullough, and he was also a presenter at the Climate and Energy Forum that we just had at DYRSL a couple of weeks ago. He was very informative, especially about nuclear energy. Of course, Paul previously worked at NASA for, is it 8 years, Paul, or was it
10.
more than that?
About 10.
Yeah, about 10 years. So we thought we'd get him back on and so he could share some knowledge with us. He's got a whole bunch of slides that he's going to take us through. But Adam has a question that he wants to kick off with. So, Adam?
Okay, Paul. If a nuclear bomb goes off in Australia, if there's a nuclear disaster, how do Australians protect themselves? How?
Well, should I start with the joke or the serious answer?
Oh, let's start with a joke.
Well, the joke is you find a good interior room, you kind of curl up, you kind of put your head between your legs, and you kiss your ass goodbye. But the serious answer is fallout is survivable, depending on how close you are. Most people are going to be more concerned about fallout than being vaporized. And the key there is when you have an event like that, there are going to be a number of particles that are decaying very quickly, and they can give off a lot of radioactivity. So the first thing is, if you're outside, you take your clothes, you come inside to a place you can get all your clothes off in case you've been covered in anything. Because the worry is that you have highly radioactive materials on your body. So you try to get that off of you. But assuming that you have time, you've already had time to get inside, you seal up all your windows and doors, you go to an interior room in your house, because depending on what the half-life is of all these different radioactive elements that have fallen down, a lot of them are going to decay in the first, days to weeks. So the most dangerous time is the short term, and then after a period of time, a lot of the most active elements would have decayed, and then you have to go about things after that. But that's the more serious answer to your question.
And what about like a tablet? Like what's the tablet called?
Iodine.
Iodine, yeah.
So the thing is that every radioactive element will be absorbed by your body if your body needs it. So a lot of people are iodine deficient, and if you saturate yourself with iodine and then you kind of take in some radioactive iodine, your body won't keep it. So, like for instance, I think that there are certain radioactive elements that they call bone seekers. Basically, your body needs all these elements. Potassium, calcium, iodine, and what you don't want is radiation on the outside of you is much easier to deal with than radiation on the inside of you. So the point of the iodine tablets is to saturate yourself with iodine so that if there is radioactive iodine, you don't take it inside of you where it can do you lots of damage. That is my understanding about the point of that.
Okay.
So when it comes to nuclear energy, obviously a lot of people, especially here in Australia because it's banned, are concerned with the safety of nuclear energy and obviously meltdowns and catastrophes, things like that.
Yeah.
You've got a background in the safety of nuclear energy, I believe. How does the dangers of nuclear energy differ from other forms of energy?
Yeah, that's one of the strange things is that one of the main dangers is
So is there any way, do you have any social media or any way if like people want to reach out to you, or follow you or anything like that?
Yeah, at this point, I don't have that well developed. You can find me on LinkedIn. I was Paul Vallejo. I also you can find me on Facebook, and I'm trying to start wanting to develop a Substack. I wrote an article about hydroxychloroquine and the fake trials on that I can send you a link to, so that you can put it on the bottom of the episode. Absolutely shocking, the testing on hydroxychloroquine, overdosing people, giving it late when clearly that's not what anyone testing a hypothesis would actually do. Yeah. That was one of my early wake-up calls in the last few years to what the hell is going on. It's one of those things where I do not understand how some people can look at how certain things were done, certain things were tested, and not realize something was seriously wrong. So I'll link you that article to put in the notes, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. We're going to have you back, and we'll probably have you as a guest host like we did for Dr. Peter McCullough. So you're an honorary ex-candidate.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll call you a pre-candidate.
Thank you. I'm going to be. That's right.
Pre-candidate. Because we've got the ex-candidates, we've got the next candidate. We'll have to call you the pre-candidate.
Yeah.
I'm very good. Thank you for taking the time and doing everything you do.
Okay, thank you very much. And if you enjoyed this episode like I did, and no doubt Adam did as well, please share it far and wide, because this needs to. I mean, this is what all people should be having, these conversations and things like that.
Start talking about politics at the table, people.
Yeah. And if you're out there and you're watching this and you expect things to change, well, it won't change if people like you don't share this out there. So please get it out there to everyone you can. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, gentlemen.